Hey, 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 what is up, everybody? Oh my gosh, our new intro. What's up, man? Thank you so much to Chinedu for working that out. I shout out to your team for creating that video. I was so excited when I saw it. Den and Chin is official, everybody. Welcome to the NXT post show. It is July 23rd. It's Denise Salcedo and Chinedu. Chinedu, what is up?
First of all, I'm so glad you liked the intro. Shout out to the Laughter Family Graphics team. Y'all the best. Loved it. Den and Chin, I feel this is the thing. I want superficial, okay? We got an intro, all kind of stuff, man. We have a working on the blimp, okay? All kind of merch, buttons, all kind of stuff's coming on. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm glad you like the intro. I'm so happy to be here. And just what a day to talk about wrestling. Tuesday nights are the night of wrestling, guys. This is the hottest night of wrestling. Tell your friends, all right? Tell your about it. Tuesday nights, the best.
Hey, Tuesday nights are cooking, man. And next week we start the Great American Bash shows because we got 2 weeks of that. And there's a lot that they announced for next week that I'm thinking, oh shit, we're going to be looking at a pretty good show. And one of those things that they announced for next week is we're going to be seeing a Joe Hendry concert.
I know. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I'm ready for it, Chinedu. Okay. I have an idea. You have the spinning chair, right? Let's both at the exact same time turn around and turn back around and do the freaking Joe Hendry. Okay, let's try it. When I count to three, ready? 1, 2, 3, turn. It's hard. I don't know how he does it because you got to get the right face. I think yours is better. That's gonna be our blimp photo. We're gonna be on their like.
I love it, guys. But I'm so excited for Joe Hendry, man. This guy is so over. When I tell you, I'm looking forward to a few things like this concert. He's running NXT because he's leaving TNA. That's over. That's when they make a video package for you. That means that's
the video package is what sold the idea to you. Chinedu was the video package.
Yeah, when they make a video package and you like that, showing how much you are ingrained in the WWE universe and you're in TNA, that means they pretty much got you. When his contract is done, he's on his way over here. So I feel his concert, NXT run, and I feel eventually he has to come face to face with Drew.
So Here's the thing. It's funny because you said that Joe Hendry, that you feel like once he got his whole video package, like that's it, he's done. He's eventually going to WWE whenever his contract is up, right? And I feel like we've all been feeling that way, that he was going to go. I think the real moment where we all should have known that he was at some point going to be going to WWE is when he got like millions of views on those YouTube numbers, right? But for me, I feel like the thing that made me realize that he is definitely going to WWE, like at some point, like they're taking him whenever they can, was when he did not win the title at Slammiversary. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to watch the show yet because I was out celebrating my sister's birthday and I've been watching SummerSlams. That's literally
so many SummerSlams.
So many freaking SummerSlams. You guys don't even know. And,
so many crappy ones.
Yeah, I've gone through some of those. Let me tell you. Chinedu, you don't even know. Okay, there's times. This is so embarrassing. So the other day, I was watching SummerSlam. I don't even remember. No, like maybe 2 weeks ago. I forgot which one I was watching, but it just happened to not be a not so great one. And I was on the couch just there, like sitting there watching. And my husband took like the worst photo of me ever. Like I look like I aged 60 years in that photo. And I thought to myself, you never take any pictures of me. The one picture you take of me, I look so freaking miserable. But thankfully, there's been a lot of good stuff. But anyways, I say all this to say that the second that I saw that they did not put the title on Joe Hendry at Slammiversary, I thought, what the F? This felt like a given. Like everybody that I had talked to was like, oh my gosh, we're definitely expecting it to be Joe Hendry, blah, blah, blah. And then it didn't happen. And I thought, come on now, guys. Come on now.
That is a very good point, because it like the quote unquote smart money was on Joe Hendry to win that belt. That's it. Yeah. Wow, yeah. I also want to say too, is there any way we can see this picture your husband took? We have to get this.
No, I could never show this picture to you. No one will ever see this picture. They will not see the light of this picture. Will not see the light of day. I didn't want to even see that picture.
I get it. I've done it before too. Like I've had an argument with my wife. My wife had when she'd have a really, really long tired day, she'll snore like me. I'm a snorer, and some days she'll like, I don't snore. I'm record you one day. Recorded one day. She's like, That's AI. I was like, what do you mean AI? This is you. This is you.
That's like the worst thing, right? When someone records you and proves their point, there's no, but I'd rather not know. Like, do not tell me. Do not tell me that I snore. Don't tell me any of that. Like, let's just keep the illusion that that doesn't happen. But anyway, oh no, go for it, Chindedu.
It's actually very true. So, baby, if you're watching, you don't snore. I'm sorry about that, baby. You don't snore. She doesn't snore at all, guys. She doesn't. Love you, baby.
We got Seth Ryder here who says Pixar it didn't happen. No, I'd rather you guys think it didn't happen. This picture will never see the light of day, okay? Horrible. I was so mad. And then what's worse, the other day he texted it to me. Like, seeing it once wasn't enough. He sent it to me again, and I was like, stop sending me this photo and delete it.
This guy's hilarious, okay? This is what I like, because you got to make sure, like, because even if it's your girl, you got to make sure you still roast your girl sometimes, too, because you don't want everyone to get too stale. You got to get the jokes flying. All right, guys. Maybe there's a Patreon. Maybe on Patreon. Denise, maybe see on Patreon. Maybe
no.
No.
Over my dead body. Even if I died, that picture would still not be seen.
DWO, I tried, guys. I'm sorry.
No one's seen it. Okay, so here's the thing. Joe Hendry. We're going to get his concert next week. I'm excited. And I really am looking forward to seeing what they do, how it gets like worked into like the NXT universe. Because it's not just going to be like a Joe Hendry concert, right? Like we're going to get the concert, but it's going to have to be incorporated into something within NXT to maybe give us a direction as to, okay, if he's going to be appearing here, like how are we continuing this? And this is, of course, going to be with Gallus. Because Gallus has been, I guess, having a hater feud with Joe Hendry. All it is that Gallus is super jealous of Joe Hendry.
Yes, that's how I feel too. Like, first of all, Gallus, all you have to do is literally like such a dick move. Stop saying his name and he won't appear, you dicks. That's how I feel about that. Like, just stop doing it. This whole feud wouldn't even happen if you would stop saying this guy's name. But I understand the feud, though. I'm excited about it. With the Joe Hendry concert, however, I'm excited to see it, but I have very high expectations because I'm a big rock fan. Rock concerts are top notch. Like, there hasn't been one that is, in my opinion, that's missed. All of them have been amazing. The further storylines, been entertaining though. So I'm setting that bar near that. I know he'll still do great, but I want to see a top-notch Joe Hendry concert, perhaps with it ending with him announcing this he signed with NXT. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know, man, because again, I don't know when his contract or when his deal is up with TNA or what the hell is going on there. I have no idea. And so I don't know, but I really do. Here's the thing, though. I feel like this is a kind of a good thing for Gallus, this feud, because I haven't been too interested in Gallus. They're kind of just not really done anything right to really grab my attention. But I think it's kind of funny. This whole hater gimmick that they have going for Joe Hendry, it's kind of working for me. Like even them just going out there and being like, I'm so sick and tired of Joe Hendry and collecting all the flyers that he left in the car. That little bit did more for me than anything Gallus has done.
I agree. Because I want to tell you, like, Gallus is Gallus is my bathroom break. No disrespect to the athletes, because I know they put their bodies on the line every week. It's a lot. It's hard to do what they do. But in terms of in terms of me having interest in it, when I see them on the screen, I usually go and re-up on snacks and drinks and restroom and that. But now I'm into them now though, so I like how I'm seeing it. And by the way, whose cars were those outside? Those are some pretty like fancy cars that were ripping those flyers off. There was an Audi out there. I think I've been like, who's driving these cars in developmental? Whose cars are these? I thought we'll see like Hondas, Toyotas. I saw Audi, I think. Like, there's some nice cars in that parking lot.
I don't know the prices of cars. I'm not that person, Chinedu. I know everyone's like, oh, this car's good, that car's not good. I have no idea. I'm like, my extent is like, okay, you either drive a Honda or you drive a Lamborghini. That's it. That's like the only thing I know. I'm like, if you drive a Lamborghini, you're rich. If you drive a Honda, you're probably like me.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's accurate. By the way, shout out to Hondas, man. Those cars have been clutch. And
dude, that was my first car that I drove was a Honda, and then I went and drove a Jeep afterwards.
Yeah, no, I wanted a Honda because I've been practicing to drive in Hondas for my driving school, so I was ready for a Honda. And I'm not no regrets. My dad got me. It was a 2001 Isuzu Rodeo. Like I'd never heard that car in my life. Like, was it a rodeo? But I loved it. But Civics were always a car. I was like, yo, man, because to me they're like the ultimate Lego car. You can fix them how you want to fix it up. It was like a driving MySpace page. Make it however you want to do it, set it up, trick it out however you want to do it. It was just the best car. And growing up in Houston too, you saw them on the road everywhere.
Dude, so I missed my car because I sold it in May of last year and I had it for like over 10, like I had it for, let me think, from 20, oh my gosh. When did I start driving? I had it for over 10 years, that car, and I sold it last year. I've been carless for a whole year, and I'm the most annoying person now without a car because I'm that person that goes, hey, can you give me a ride? I'm that person now. That's me. Everybody hates that person every single time. Like I go out and I go meet my friends for like breakfast or something, and I'll get there in a Lift, and then on the way back, I'm like, oh, can you give me a ride home? I'm just right there. That's me now.
That, you know, in Houston, it's in Houston. If that person says yes, that means it's true friendship. Because out here in Houston, everything is like 40 minutes apart. Everything's an hour apart. So if they say yes, that means that's true friendship. And I also want to say, if you were able to have a car for 10 years and sell it, you're pretty good on cars. That's amazing because, you know, myself, I'm very hard on cars. Like I drive my car. I take it on the road on tour. I think I'll put like 300,000 miles on a truck in like 3 years.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh no, I didn't do that. And I drove my car a whole lot too, but not like that. Yeah. But we do got some super chats to get into. So here we go. Chats! Thank you so much to Sheldon Jackson. He's still keeping his streak going. 5 DWO memberships. We got Stephen Marchuli here who says, after this NXT main event, give us a trios belt. Here's the thing, though. Do we have enough? Okay, you have Chase U. You have the Rascals. You have Axiom and freaking Nathan Frazier and Javon Evans together. Like they could beat your, well, they're already tag team champions with Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Who else do we have that? Oh, Gallus is another team. Who else do we have that can be trios tag? No Quarter Catch Crew.
Yeah. Quarter Catch Crew. That's true.
I think we named enough.
I think we named all of them. Yeah.
It could be a possibility. Look, I'm not hating the idea of it. I'm not sold on it yet, but I'm not going to completely dismiss it though.
I do want to say, first of all, Steven, I want to say, first of all, glorious beard, okay, and amazing glasses. I'm looking at this profile picture right now. Glorious beard and dope glasses, first of all right, my guy. All right, and Steven, I want to say, I feel you're letting your emotions get the best of you, man. It was a great 6-man tag. We can't listen, don't Tony Khan the situation, all right, man? I love you, Steven, okay? But we cannot Tony Khan this. I love you, man.
We got Matt Logan here who says, Chin, any Nickelodeon references tonight?
You know we got some. Now listen. Now, you already know you can always count me in on all kinds of stuff, okay? I have the guts to do it, okay? So if you call me out on a double dare, I'm going to let you know. If you ask me, are you afraid of the dark? I'm going to say no. You feel me? Because I ain't some random cat dog, okay? I'm a big dude, okay? They like, hey, Arnold. Like, no, I'm Hey Chin, okay? So if you want some references, you can get all of that when you come see Nick at night. Do you feel me? What's up, man? Do you see the references in that?
I got a bunch of those. I was like, I got that one. I got that one. I didn't get like 2 of them, but I was like, I'm pretty sure he's got them though. Dude, you got them on freaking lock.
Boom, 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 boom. And first of all, Matt Logan, appreciate the super chat, dope profile picture. I know that's not you though, man, but really cool picture. All the super chats you bring tonight, I'm complimenting your profile picture, man. So get them in tonight for the homie Denise. I want to give you guys some compliments. I'm gonna hype everybody up tonight.
Everybody's gonna either change their profile pictures to something like really terrible or their best like selfie.
Joe Hendry.
Yeah, do the Joe Hendry. I've always thought about this too. I don't know why they haven't done. I think Joe Hendry should do like a social media challenge where people go and submit videos, or hell, maybe even NXT could do this, where they submit videos with just people doing the Joe Hendry, you know, where they turn around and do the thing.
That's a very good idea, because I feel if Fandango could get over like it did, this can definitely become something very. Yeah, you guys remember this?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was kind of fun.
That's a great idea. Listen, NXT, send Denise a check. She's giving you guys all this dope creative ideas. Send her a check.
We got Sheldon Jackson here who says, oh no, we deserve to see it after the way you shit talked your husband on your podcast, especially on Wednesdays. Now he has the ultimate karma card. Your husband's tag team partner came through. For reals. What do you think about this default picture with Bart?
First of all, Sheldon Jackson, I want to thank you for being one of the most loyal DWO members in this entire roster, man. I've seen you before I was on the show. You come in giving memberships and money and all that, man. I hope one day you let us see the profile pic, man. I want to give you a high compliment, man. But in the meantime, I love me some Bart Simpson. The old profile picture, man. I can't see what exactly he's saying in there, though, man. But I love that show. Love you too, man. You are the best Sheldon Jackson, one of the best DWO members on the team. Yes.
The First Amendment doesn't cover burping.
Oh, wow. Okay, man. That's what it said. Wait.
Yeah. I had to get really in there to look at that.
Yeah, I got completely off camera.
Yeah, me too. I was like, wait, let me look at that. And it took me a second. Thank you so much to Lab Glass for also gifting a membership, man. You rock. Thank you very much. All right. So I want to go ahead and get into Trick Williams and everything that we kind of saw unfold there, because Trick is not giving up on chasing that NXT championship. He was screwed out of that championship. You and I broke that down when it happened, but we had a pretty interesting confrontation with both Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis. Now, both Cedric and Ashante are two guys that have kind of sort of been forgotten about for a very long time, but now they're both on NXT. And so now it looks like things are starting, like the ball is starting to get rolling for both of them. And speaking of the ball getting rolling, so it was Ashante the Adonis that made a mention about Trick Williams, quote unquote, dropping the ball with his NXT championship. And Trick Williams got him back by saying you couldn't even pick up your freaking ball with your entire team, giving a reference to Hit Row. And I'm like, oh, we haven't heard about Hit Row in just a second. And we all kind of know how that flopped. And so, it's unfortunate, but it did. And so this all leads to a match between Trick Williams and Cedric Alexander, a fine little match where Trick Williams gets the win. But after this, he's attacked by Pete Dunne. And the first thing I want to say about this, Chindedu, is that Pete Dunne is beefing with everybody. Dude's beefing with Sheamus. He's beefing with freaking Bronson Reed. Now he's beefing with Trick Williams. That's at least 3 beefs he's got going on.
Major beef, so these are all with like super heavyweight guys. Like Pete, what is the deal? Are you really this mad at the Brawl and Bruce broke up? You're mad at everybody right now. What's going on?
He's got anger management issues.
Yeah, actually no. He's mad at old dude from Chase Shutsu, isn't he? What's his name?
Rich Holland, Chase U, Andre Chase,
yes,
Duke Hudson. I'm just naming them all.
Yeah. Rich Holland. I think a few weeks ago he's like, "What's going on, man? I thought you needed space. Now you're with them." I think he's mad at him too, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Ridge Holland.
So he's mad at a lot of people, and I like it. I love seeing the Bruiserweight on TV. I'm so happy he's not called Butch anymore. Lord have mercy. Jesus wept. When I tell you, just happy that he's no longer called Butch. But I just got to say, it was it's an interesting turn of events, and I want to get to Pete Dunne. I just got to say, this was such a bizarre start to NXT to me, though. I liked it. But it was like, I felt like Cedric went from like 0 to 100. I'm like, you really this mad out of nowhere, Cedric? Like, he's disrespecting you? How? Like, how was he? But I
feel like they both did, both Ashante and Cedric.
Yeah, I felt like Cedric like revved up so hard. Like, man, you were really mad. You must have been mad before you got out here. Like, I knew it was going to lead to, which was a great match between him and Cedric, though, because Cedric is always great for a good match. When I saw him out here and I saw them arguing, I was excited, because I knew it was going to lead to a match, and I was hoping to see like the kind of match that Cedric had. And I know I bring this up a lot. If you go back and look, he had a match between him and Baron Corbin during the Thunderdome era, I believe. That was one of the best matches I had ever seen on Raw. You go back and look, it was a 5-star match in my opinion. So I was hoping he would have that kind of match with him tonight. But I loved what I saw. I love the fact that he called out Adonis so hard. He even said Hit Row. Hit Row. I was like, oh my God, he went there. It was so dope. I mean, he just flamed up Ashante so bad. Like, he had no comeback. He got laid out. I mean, like, the selling he did for those punches was amazing. Like, it's like Ashante the Adonis sold very well for those punches. I loved it. And it was just a great way to end it. And I was really, again, curious to see what is going to happen with him and Pete Dunne. Like, I want to see that match. But again, just Pete, why so angry?
I don't know why he's so angry, but I love it. And I kind of want him to stay angry. I want him to be mad at everybody. Like, I'm okay with this, Pete Dunne. Like, you go out there and you show some rage. I'm good with that. Now, Chinedu, there was something that I did want to touch on. And that is, okay, so I know you kind of mentioned that they're going to 0 to 100. And you were expecting maybe just a tad bit more from the Cedric Alexander match. But how do you feel, though, about sort of just the fact that we're getting Cedric and Ashante now on NXT, because I feel like we needed them. Hell, they needed NXT. This was a situation where both parties definitely needed each other. But in terms of interest, are you there just yet?
For me, it's getting there. Like I feel like they're putting things in place to gain interest. You know, I do want to see what happens next, but I want to say this was the best place for them to be at because it was not working on SmackDown. Like they were floundering. And then I feel like this is the best place for them to be. I feel like they both have good work rates to enhance the talent that's there. I don't see them like getting over in major feuds though, but I do see them helping the talent that's there, which I do like. And it's just I mean I'm interested though because like I enjoyed him in the Oro Mensah match because I feel like it's weird because they're making me interested in metaphor, which I feel is so crazy because like 6-7 months ago I wouldn't have said this. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said this at all. Metaphor? Well, come on. I guess Noam Dar going out, I mean, they have a chance to kind of let these guys really shine. And I enjoyed it. You know, I'm kind of interested. It's the one with Shanti seems kind of like surface level, like you were flirting with her and now he's mad. Like, oh, okay. And Cedric was kind of like, you're just mad because he wants to go for the title and doesn't really want to listen to you, a guy who's never won the world title. Okay. But overall, I'm interested. I think it's because I want to see these guys win.
So you mentioned that match between Oro Mensah and Ashante the Adonis. So let's get to that here because Oro Mensah has also been feuding with Ethan Page, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But this little match here, like it wasn't bad. And I was actually really happy for Oro Mensah when he got this victory. Like I felt like it was a nice little solid match. But like, here's the thing though. God, I feel, and I felt this too when I was watching the Trick Williams Cedric Alexander match. I was thinking about how I felt like it had been so long since I'd seen Cedric Alexander wrestle. And it was the same thing with Ashante the Adonis in this match with Oro Mensah. I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I saw him wrestle. And it was almost like he's a new person to me. And like, that's how I feel about both Cedric and Ashante. They feel like new people to me on NXT. And so I think that's a good thing. And I'm kind of seeing them. I know again that they've had a whole, other past in WWE. But for me right now, I feel like I'm judging them at square one, like I am everybody else that's developing on NXT, which I know is maybe not too fair to say, but because again, with Ashante, like, yeah, he was with Hit Row. They got called up to SmackDown and didn't go so great. I know all of that, but I feel like I almost want to judge him like if he's starting all over with a blank space, or what is it? I was gonna say blank space, but I'm like, that's Taylor Swift's song. So what's the real one? Blank.
Clean slate.
Clean slate, thank you. I'm like, it's not blank space because blank space is the Taylor Swift song. It's something else. It's the clean slate. I'm starting him off with a clean slate, and that's the same thing for Cedric Alexander. I know Cedric Alexander has been now there for God forever, but I almost again see him in a clean slate here on NXT. Like they're new people to me. That's what they feel like.
Denise, I have to wholeheartedly agree. And first, for one, Cedric too, like, first of all, his hair, like the fact that he has dreads. Now, this is what I'm saying about all the black guys on this roster have amazing hairlines and dreads. Like, I don't know what that is or what's going on, what kind of product is going around, but please send it to my house. I'll pay if it's available. Call Trick or whoever. Everybody, just great hairlines. Booker, all this stuff. Booker, you know me, okay? If you know something I don't know, man, you better call me Booker, okay?
They're gatekeeping. They're gatekeeping it, Chinedu.
They're gatekeeping this hairline, okay? Because I'm out here struggling, okay? All right, this is okay. Sorry,
I don't mean to laugh at you. It was just so funny. You were like, oh.
This is how it is. This is my life. All right, this is okay. It's like I still got the line sometimes, but like it's on its like way out, and I know this. It's like my final tour. When I cut it down low, it looks cool on the final tour, but overall, like you see these guys on TV, like, wait a minute, some of these guys are older than me. Booker T is older than me and better hairline. Booker, listen, if you have some, please call me, okay? You have my number. You and Brad Gilmore know me. Give me if you're watching this, help me. The beer game is great, okay? This is good. I know that. But before I shave it off and go bald, give me a chance, Booker. I know this is random.
Here's the thing, like the way that I see it is that I don't believe that there's any products that truly help men out with growing their hair back. Like we see all of these, I always see the commercials, right? Especially when I'm watching wrestling, because they're just assuming that it's just men watching. So we get men commercials, right? Targeted to men.
Mm-hmm.
And I always see, which one's that? Bosley. I always see the Bosley hair commercials.
Yes.
And they're like, oh yeah, just give it a try. And they show these pictures, right? Where the guys go from like patchy bald to all of a sudden they're looking like freaking John Stamos and shit with all of this freaking hair, right? And I'm like, that's BS. Because think about it. Jeff Bezos, who's like one of the most, he's like the richest guy on the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's bald and he can afford anything.
Yeah.
That tells me that even the most expensive products out there aren't working if some of the most richest, powerful men on earth that are bald haven't been able to like successfully grow their hair back.
You really have like blown my mind away with that, Denise. Because if it's in the car, if you're gonna be bald, it's meant to be bald.
Prince Charles, he's a royal family. He's from the royal family and he's bald. Or balding, however you want to say it, then the royal family can find themselves a real honest-to-God product that grows your hair back. There's no hope for anybody else.
I agree, because even then, because I feel like even with Ollie Davis, I think he had the surgery. He had actual surgery to like put it in there and all that kind of stuff. I think so. It wasn't even like a little cream thing. So yeah, wow, yeah.
But for me, now you get hairs if you do the plugs, but that's different though. That's different from than just like applying a cream.
Yeah, but all joking aside though, I'm cool with being bald, guys. I love it. Like I shave it down. I got the cool bald, got the cool beard. You know, I look really good. I love how I look though. So all jokes and all that, but I love my hair where it's at. I had a good run. I had braids at one point. I had waves back in the day. I had a good run, but it's the final tour now. It's the Gap Bands, Los Lonely Boys. It's all your favorite groups one last time on the forehead right now. But I'm getting beside the point here. I'm very beside the point. I was talking about
all of the guys' great hairs on head. That's not great head of hair on NXT.
Yes, because Cedric Alexander, he had like a fade like what felt like 3 weeks ago, and now he has full on dreads. I don't know how long it's been, but he just full dread. Like, where'd that come from, Ced?
Hold on. By the way, this is also because here's the thing, and King Dijak brings up a good point. He says maybe he likes being bald, Denise, right? Okay, what about other people like? Freaking John Cena, for example, he's hella loaded. You think he likes having the bald spot where everybody makes fun of him? Come on, let's be real.
And they do too.
I'm just proving my point that none of these products actually work, and stop lying to the people, okay? Stop lying to the people.
And John hates that too, man. When he used to do the whole, when he turns his head around, that when his head hits that hard cam, the whole crowd's like, God damn.
I know. You know what I think? I think every time that happens, we're just reminded that, okay, John Cena got older, so he has a bald spot, which means if John Cena got older, I got older too. That's how it feels. Yeah. So I feel like that's why everybody has that like, reaction.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why he's retiring too, man. You realize it too, man. Like, man, the hair's going out, man. I can't keep doing this no more, man. The old bald spot. And I do feel that way. Because I remember when John Cena was a young guy. I remember when his album, you remember what's called My Time Is Now? His album. I remember when that dropped and he was promoting it. And I remember he was the rapper gimmick, and that's crazy. That was 22 years ago.
I know. I always go back to this one memory. I used to watch John Cena in house shows in Bakersfield.
You did?
Yes. In San Bernardino. San Bernardino or Bakersfield. Both of them, or one of them. I forgot which ones. I confuse Bakersfield and San Bernardino. But wow. No, you know what? It was San Bernardino, because San Bernardino's closer to me. I don't think I would have driven to Bakersfield. It's San Bernardino. So I used to watch John Cena at house shows in San Bernardino, in places that weren't even like actual arenas. Like they were gyms, like school gyms and shit. I remember one time we went to like a basketball court. Literally, I'm not even kidding you. It wasn't even like a legit basketball court. It was the ones that you go for like high schools and colleges and things like that. And they had like the cheap little bleachers and everything. But WWE did a house show there. And that's where I saw John Cena.
That's crazy. Was he John Cena or was he prototype?
No, he was John Cena.
Not saying that. Okay. Wow. Man, you saw early days. So that means that, to me, that lets you know humble beginnings, man. Like, that lets you know people really do start from the bottom with this stuff, y'all. Like, they really grind out and get what they get, though. But that ball spot on Cena is to prove Denise's point again, y'all.
Just
If
prove
it's
my
in the
point,
cards
guys.
for you to be bald, my dad's bald. All right, and it happens. He even told me when you hit that about 30 years old, though, it's over. And you know what happened when I was like 29, 30? It was
Done.
over.
It was
It was over,
over.
guys. By the way, you brought up Taylor Swift earlier. I'm taking my daughter. My daughter's a Swiftie, by the way, and I'm taking her. The next time she comes to Houston, I'm taking her to go see Taylor Swift. Though we're gonna go. I'll let you know how it goes. I've been told the concerts are amazing. I've been told they're amazing. So when she comes back to Houston, we're definitely going. But my little girl loves us some Taylor Swift. She be singing her little heart out downstairs. I
Aw.
got. I was like, I have to take you to go see this girl because you have been. I mean, everything. Just shake it up, shake it up. It's just all that. It's just the best.
I love it. Well, let's get back to NXT here because we got quite a bit to get into. And the other topics we need to touch on is okay, so we just finished talking about Oro Mensah and Ashante, the Adonis, the match that they had out there. But I want to circle back to that because Oro Mensah calls out Ethan Page. And Ethan Page and him are now going to be having, I believe it's a contract signing that they're going to be doing next week. And then afterwards, they're going to have a match. But basically, the whole thing that Ethan Page is now pissed about is this pin count that Oro Mensah got on him. And so now he goes out there and ends up pinning him again in a non-match. Of course, he just kind of wanted to prove a point here. But I love it that the whole crowd is now chanting 1, 2, 3 at Ethan Page, and he's so pissed and he's pissed off. And that's how he closed out NXT, was with Ethan Page basically being fed up with Oro Mensah and wanting a match with him. And I'll be real with you, like, I don't think it's the hottest program, but I do think it has given Oro Mensah a nice little boost. But I'm more so just wanting to see, I guess you can. Look, here's the thing. We can't keep seeing Ethan Page and Trick Williams over and over again, and I get it. You want to start making some other guys too, right? But it kind of feels like a lot of these big players are sort of being kept apart right now. And that's how I'm feeling while I'm watching NXT, because I'm seeing Trick Williams feud with Cedric and freaking Ashante, who are, again, new to NXT for this next version of NXT, for the next portion of their career. And then you have Ethan Page feuding with Oro Mensah. So it kind of feels like, again, they're just keeping people apart right now, which I guess is not too bad because you are building up these guys.
Yeah, I can agree. So I feel like the theories could be, so they're trying to save these hotter feuds when they make that move to CW. Like, they got about a few more months left. They're trying, bathe the waters, put them in different feuds, build up some other guys in the meantime. When they hit CW with that new deal, hit the ground running with the hot feuds, the big names and all that kind of stuff. Could be possible, but I do agree with what you're saying. They are keeping these guys apart. Definitely are. And I'm 3 months ago, if you had said Oro Mensah is going for a world title, I'd have been what? Who? What?
Right.
Like,
but also, to your point from earlier, which I was going to mention and I forgot, was that you had mentioned how Metaphor has sort of like won you over now, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel the exact same way. So, okay, when Noam Dar comes back, do you put him back with Metaphor or do you not put him back with Metaphor?
I don't. And I was like, and the thing is like, I mean, they bring him back to, for storyline's sake, bring him back in because he is, I don't know if he's the de facto leader of the group or not, though, but
he is.
He's the leader, so you got to bring him back in, though. I mean, but I do feel you wrap up Metaphor. Like, I feel with certain wrestlers too, they put them in groups to kind of, keep them doing something, flush out things, hot weaknesses, build up strength, things like that until they're ready to be on their own. And I feel right now, what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing the beginning, maybe not right away, but I'm seeing the beginnings of stars being able to stand on their own, particularly Oro Mensah and Last Legend. Like, she came out here, her match was really good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that finish. She showed some power. I'm like, okay, I like what I saw. Like, that knockout hit was amazing. All right. And when she got there, she that pin, she did this too. I was like, oh yeah, let her know. Show some attitude, let them know they are crazy coming up against me. I like that is it called the Bougie Bully? I like that a lot. So, and Oro Mensah had a great showing. Again, the promo he did about his dad, like we said before a few weeks ago, maybe should have done that in the ring, not backstage with Noam Dar on the phone, but hey, we're here. And I'm excited to see that match. He said it is not the hottest feud at all. I do not expect him to win. He's not going to win. Ethan's going to retain. And to your credit again, even though I was mad that Ethan won the title, I'm enjoying seeing him as a heel champion. I like it so far. Like, I feel like it freshens it up now because I feel if Trick had the belt now, I don't know what we'd be doing right now. Honestly.
Right. Right. I mean, he would have a lot of people coming after him, which would be nice. And I think you can still tell a good program. But I do get what you're saying here. And you mentioned that match that Lash Legend was in. So she teamed up with Jakara to take on Carmen Petrovic and Sol Ruka. And this was pretty damn fun. Like you mentioned that finish. I actually don't know, and someone in the chat here can help me out here, because I don't remember what Lash Legend's finisher is called. Did they say her name of her finisher? Because I feel like they haven't like stuck it in my head yet. So if someone here in the chat can help me out with that one there. But I did love it though. Like she just looked like explosive. And that's the thing that I think people are sort of when they get into Lash Legend, it's because of that power that she is showing, because, you know, she is a tall girl and she just looks cool. She just does a lot of things with intensity. And I think that is what's working for her. But the thing that I'm excited about, we need to get to right now, is that Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson called out the tag team champions. And by the way, thank you so much to the chat. She is calling it the slam dunk. I appreciate that, because I wasn't remembering what it's called. Slam dunk indeed. So, okay. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson called out the champs, Alba and Isla Dawn. I was literally just discussing this on the Raw watch along that I did, was how we have not seen Alba and Isla like really be active as champions. And it's really, really annoyed me, because ever since they won the championships, they only defended them one time. They've only had one match. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, have them go on SmackDown, have them go on Raw. Thankfully, they've been doing little appearances now, which is good, but we also want to see them get physical. In the press conference, they said they wanted to go and compete on NXT. They're both from NXT. They're very familiar with the NXT brand. And so I just honestly kind of lost hope on that. Like, I thought we weren't going to see that at all anymore. And instead, when they called them out, I was so happy. And that match is apparently happening now at Great American Bash next week. I'm not expecting Lash Legend or Jakara Jackson to get the win here, but I do think this will be a nice matchup for both teams. One, to start solidifying Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson as a possible tag team moving forward, who knows? Or just to get them a match against the tag team champions, who also need a match.
I can agree. Like, this, at bare minimum, just to get a match on TV for these belts that apparently, I don't know, people just keep forgetting about. Like, they're the tag champions, guys. Like, I mean, it was a big deal going to WrestleMania, these tag titles and winning them. And when they were on Jade and Bianca, I felt like they were being prominently featured. We were trying to going somewhere with it. But ever since then, you know, the girls got that hometown victory, which I thought was great. A great pop for the girls, you know, great emotional moment, you know, to be there with your countrymen. But ever since then, it's been nothing. And so I am excited to see this title being defended at Great American Bash. I do not expect them to win it, but I'm expecting a great showing. I mean, it'll be great if they did win, though, but they're not going to. So, but it will be just really great. And just happy to see the titles being defended, because, God, dog, they don't show these titles ever. I can't tell you when was the last time I even saw them on television.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, man. You definitely don't want that. But yeah, this was a good match. And I think people still have that interest in both Jakara and Lash Legend. And it kind of feels like they were taking turns, you know, because first it was all about Noam Dar. Then he was out of the picture. Then it was all about Lash Legend, and she's sort of taken a step to the side. Now it's all about Oro Mensah. Eventually we need to get Jakara's turn. And it kind of feels like we're having the spotlight on different members of Metaphor, you know, in different times and whatnot. At least that's how it's been so far. And all right, let's go ahead and see what super chats we've got here, because we got a few, so let's get to them. This one's from Lab Glass, who says, Pete, is the whole Arby's menu with all of the beef?
Wait,
I like that visual. Yeah.
And nice profile pic, Lab Glass. I like the picture. If that's really you, great glasses. I love the plaid. I'm a plaid guy myself, like that as well. Everybody give them compliments from the super chat, man. I appreciate you, dude.
We got Luis Arturo Mendez, who says, since NXT is cooking right now, do you think NXT should bring back the TakeOver name for their PLEs? Honestly, hell yeah. Why not? I don't mind it. Go for it. I'm here for that. What about you, Chindedu?
I agree. Takeovers have lived up. I mean, the name Takeover itself, I couldn't tell you of a bad takeover I've ever seen, though. So it definitely lives up to the name.
They do use it for a WrestleMania season, NXT TakeOver. No, I know they don't actually anymore. It's Stand and Deliver now. When's the last time they used the TakeOver name?
It feels like it's been like a good year or two. Because I don't recall hearing TakeOver in a long, long time. A TakeOver? Because I thought they stopped using takeovers when they switched to NXT 2.0. I thought they kind of dropped the takeovers as well.
Yeah,
Was it
you're
around
right.
that time?
I don't know why I was still thinking that they still had it at freaking WrestleMania for whatever reason, but no, they don't. It's stand and deliver. I think I was like NXT stand and deliver takeover. I was just adding it.
Takeover stand and deliver like that. Hey, but Lewis, hey, I know it's not you, man, in the picture, man, but dope. Listen. Congrats on making it with the Celtics. You know, I know it's not you in the picture, man, but congrats on the dude. Love the profile picture, man. Thanks for super chat.
We got a hilarious super chat here. This is from John Deller, who says Reg and Chin are the best foreheads in this show. I love it. I can't believe that foreheads have gotten over on this podcast of all things in this whole entire world.
First of all, California connection. I cried laughing at that so hard. That was the funniest.
That was the funniest thing I had heard in at least like 5 years.
Yeah. And it's like, it was so funny too, because like you knew Red, like something like that. When you can't say nothing but laugh, that was heat. All right. Heat. And John Deller, first of all, I didn't know you were letter J. Love the profile pic, man. Letter J, so dope, man. J stands for dope things. Job, joking is what I do a lot as a comedian. So love the profile pic, man. Thank you, John.
We have a super chat here from Sharath MJ, who says, Denise, I'm suffering from ALS. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sharath. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I wish you the best. I wish that there was something that I could do to help. But if all I can do is send you some positive vibes, I'm definitely sending them over to you. And I hope that this show can be just a little bit of a distraction to, hopefully give you just a laugh or two while you're watching the show. But thank you so much for sending in this love. And I'm really sorry that, you're having to deal with that.
Absolutely, man. Nothing but love for you, okay? Nothing but genuine love for you, okay? Right? We pray for you. Nothing but love, right? And profile picture, we love us some squirrel over here too, man. Love us some Pokemon. Nothing but love, right?
I was like, I know that turtle. I've seen that turtle somewhere. All right. Will Chisholm says, HBK's gear, you and I said gotcha with the women's tag titles. Hold on. HBK's gear, you said I said gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I was a little confused. I was a little thrown off. But anyways, I feel, okay, so the women's tag team titles, hey, it is what it is now. I feel like unless they care about the team over on the main roster, they ain't gonna do anything. And it sucks because the reason, you know that the reason why they put the titles on Elba and Isla were just to have like a happy hometown moments. Like that's really what it was, right? But it sucks when you do that because I feel like you give the talent hope, you give the fans hope, you give all of these people hope that there's going to be something that comes out of it. And you don't even got to do too much, right? You don't got to go all crazy and book them like crazy, but at least just having them have a couple of matches, at least having them on TV a little bit more than what they were without the championship belts. And it sucks because it's like if you're the champions and you're not really wrestling on the show, it almost sort of kills your hope for when you're not a champion.
I can agree. Like I've seen some pretty brutal segments on TV. I'm like, y'all couldn't have put the women's tag title in here. Not even the second match on the card. They can't get the second match on the card. Maybe with that SmackDown, not even main event. Like, geez, like, let's do something, please. And Will Chisholm, by the way, shout out to Will Chisholm for that super chat. Love your profile picture. Love the letter W. You know what I mean? It stands for West Coast. That's where Denise is from. She's from West Coast, from that Cali, man. Love it.
All right. I want to get your thoughts on this one here. So we got Brooks Jensen versus Josh Briggs in a no DQ match. It started out of nowhere. I did appreciate that. They go out there. They use the steel steps. They use the kendo sticks. We see Jensen hit Josh Briggs with a DDT on a chair, and he gets the victory here. And Sean Spears is watching him on the outside. And by the end of it, we get Brooks Jensen was like all crazy and looking, and Sean Spears is just there like, I can fix him. I can fix him. That was his vibe. I can fix that man.
It really was.
Okay, it's weird because this match, it had all of the ingredients, right? All of the ingredients, I think, to be a really good match. But I just got to be real with you. We just came off of watching the street fight with Michin and Jada not too long ago. And I didn't think this match got anywhere near as entertaining as Michin and Jada Parker was. So, and because that's fresh in my mind, I couldn't help but to make the comparison, especially because we had the weapons and things and all of that.
I have to agree with you. First of all, I think it's a crying shame that Jada Parker was not on the show tonight. I want to start right there. I don't understand what the problem is. She should be on all these shows. She's a star. Okay. I feel she's a top star with a bright future ahead of her. So I don't know. Again, NXT, I need to book Jada Parker to be on every show. I don't know what the problem is, but she should be on every show. I just feel that way. But I agree too. Like, this fight started 0 to like 130. Like, it started off really hot. I appreciate it. Like, they did pretty much every hardcore spot within the first 90 seconds of this match. And then, but again, too, I felt like it wasn't as good as Meek Chen and Jada Parker and Shawn Spears is Shawn Spears. You know, it's like,
he can fix him, Chinedu. He's gonna fix him.
Yeah, it's fixed
or maybe he's not. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Oh, and apparently Jada was on NXT Level Up this week against Layla.
Okay, thank you, Riley's. I appreciate that. I might go check it out. Shout out to Jada Parker, man. She's the best. She should be on. This is one of the best stars out here.
I do like this idea. This is from Zeno Hour, who says that Shawn Spears should basically have a faction. I like the idea of doing something like that with Shawn Spears, Josh Briggs, and maybe he gets like 2 other people to join him.
You know what? I think that could work. Shawn Spears is a good talker. He's good on the mic. He's not bound the mic. And I feel like because he really does. I'm joking. I not joke about him at all, though, but he is a good talent. He does need something. So I feel like if you give him something like that, that could make him come off more like a serious threat. Because although, again, there was a bonehead move that happened at the last PLE, he's still a good talent. And like, if you have backup, that makes you seem a lot more credible, a lot more dangerous, though. So I do think that can work. That can work.
So another loss for Lexus King, by the way, going up against Eddy Thorpe.
Wow.
I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, I feel like this is now being done for a reason, because he's on a losing streak, dude. He lost to Eddy Thorpe. He lost to Tony D. He lost like 3 times to 2 times, I think, to Dante Chen, and then finally got that last win with Dante Chen. But I mean, just to kind of put this in perspective, like Eddy Thorpe, this was his first, I think this was his first win this year on NXT TV. He's not, like, I can't even tell you I don't even know if I can give you 2 sentences about who Eddy Thorpe is on NXT, because that is how very few times we've seen him on the show. And it started off like, when was it? It was what, like last year or so, that I feel like we started to see Eddy Thorpe, and he would come out and he would do like a dance and stuff. And then
God, I remember that. Oh, wow.
That's all I remember from Eddy Thorpe. He would come out, he would do the dance. He did a couple of vignettes, but for whatever reason, I don't really remember too much from the vignettes. So that's probably not a good thing. But I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, I thought if anybody was going to get an easy win here, it was going to be Lexus King, but he did not. So now I'm just starting to think that all of these losses are just going to continue to lead to whatever Lexus King is. He did get his heat back afterwards, which is kind of what he does now on every single match. Loses, gets his heat back afterwards, moves on to somebody else, loses to that person, gets his heat back. I don't know really what to make of this.
I can agree. And if he didn't get his heat back in the end, I would have swore he's in the doghouse. If he hadn't gotten that heat at the end, I really would have thought he was like in the doghouse with corporate or something like that with management. Because first of all, he came out with no chair. There's no chair anymore. Like, when he came out just walking, like, okay, there's no chair anymore. When they already kind of like, I feel, trimmed down his entrance, the pizzazz of it, it's not as pizzazz anymore. I'm wondering what's going on, because I feel like as a character, he has a lot to bring to the table, I feel. So I don't understand what's going on. If it's a losing streak storyline, I'm not into it. And
that's what I'm thinking they're doing. Maybe a losing streak storyline.
Why? It's like,
I don't know why, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, maybe they're just having him lose a bunch of matches on purpose.
Yeah, it's like it's a bad idea, because even in defeat, it's not a good look. Like, he needs to be built up, guys. So whatever's going on with it is just. And I like Lexus King. I keep saying he's literally a match away, I feel, from being in a really great feud, but it's not happening right now. And so I feel like he's going to get sunk more and more down the card. And next thing you know, going to be on main event, man. Jesus.
And we got some more people that have better memories here. We got Dr. J. Merritt, who said Eddy was out for injury for a while. And John Dollar also reminds us that he was on Underground. Yeah, I was remembering that because they mentioned that on commentary. We got Will Chisholm here, who's been a member of the DWO for 11 months, says, love how So Ruka is looking at the top of Stephanie Vacker. Is looking at the tape of Stephanie Vacker. Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah,
did they show that on NXT today?
Yeah, they did. It was a segment with the ladies in the back. They were watching. I think it was Lola Vice and them and So Ruka, I believe. They were watching footage of her one of her matches from Mexico, I believe. And they're just kind of saying how they're excited to be there. And I think Lola Vice said she's definitely gonna like elevate the women's division a lot. It's gonna be a lot more talent here. And then that's when I think that's when Last Legend came in and they had their segment from there where they talked about going for matches and titles and things like that.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up because I completely missed that. So thank you so much to Will Chisholm. I love that, for one, she was mentioned by Roxanne Perez last week, and now we get this mentioned this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
It is.
Now they're starting to, I hope we start to see like little vignettes for Stephanie Vacker. Because, I mean, they did on Raw, I think it was, where they showed the clip of her they showed like a little vignette of her doing the house shows, and then also some of the media attention that she got when she went over to WWE. They did show a little bit of that, but I love the fact that they're just at least talking about her. And then I'm hoping we start to see some vignettes soon, and then finally officially get her debut. It would be cool if she did like a debut at a Great American Bash. That could be something newsy for them, but I don't know when she's making her debut.
I wholly agree. I think it'll be really great. And it said, Denise, if I can ask you a question, were you at all shocked that she signed with WWE instead of AEW?
Yeah, I was. Honestly, I was. And the second I knew she had signed with WWE was when I saw that CMLL put out that whole press release. That's when I knew she had signed with WWE. But I was still surprised because, I mean, it was like, a week or two prior to that we had been seeing her wrestle Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door, and she did such a tremendous job. I mean, you guys can check out that podcast. We talk about it, and I really thought that holy cow, I mean, she won that freaking crowd over with her skill and everything. And so I think part of me was surprised because I guess I thought, oh, well, she's familiar with AEW's environment. She's already there. So it just seemed like an easy transition. But the fact that she went with WWE basically told me like she was, she meant business. Hey, this is her career. And wherever you choose, that's going to determine so much about your future. So the fact that she went with WWE, I thought was surprising, but I wasn't surprising. I guess surprising more so because of the recent events, but not so surprising when you think about her past, given the fact that she did have a tryout with WWE. So like this was definitely something that she wanted to do from, of course, very early on, because especially before then, AEW wasn't necessarily around. And so in order to have a legitimate wrestling career, your chances were to go to WWE so that you can have a real honest to God career. And so I feel like that may have been something that she always wanted to do. And the opportunity came about. She made a big name for herself. She talked to me, and the clip is up here. The interview is up here on the channel because Stephanie Vacker did talk to me about the changes that she made following her tryout with WWE. She made these changes. She started doing jujitsu. She started doing, she started conditioning more so like an athlete versus like a wrestler. And there's differences in that because of how WWE trains their wrestlers and whatnot, and how different it is at the Performance Center. So anyway, she changed so much of herself following that tryout with WWE. So I can imagine like you're changing all of this about yourself. You're building yourself as a top wrestler and a top athlete. Then that would mean that you probably still want to be with that company at some point.
No, I definitely agree. That was me seeing, and I feel it's crazy. As much as I talk about AEW, and I did, again, they're not my favorite. Now I tell people that they're not my favorite promotion like that. But I will say AEW, they have that money. First of all, they have the money and they have all the tools needed though. And I was a bit surprised too. Like I felt ultimately she would go with WWE though, but I did feel that the way Tony's been like in literally that financial bag lately with like the Ospreys and the Monets and Okada's, I thought he was going to give her like a big money offer and make her stay. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised too, though, because again, although, WWE is a bigger machine, if they're offering you more money at the other place, you go to the other place, you get that money, to me. So you don't know how long you can wrestle. You don't know how it's gonna go. So while you're in there, you can make millions compared to a couple 100,000. Go for them M's.
We got Stephen Marchulli here who says the mistake with King is changing him from serious angry to more haha. Money is serious heel. Yeah, I agree. They have sort of made him into a more haha character, the way that Stephen Marchulli kind of painted that. And I think the moment that I started thinking, things are going differently for Lexus King was when he had that feud with Trey Bearhill.
Yeah,
the feud with Trey Bearhill wasn't like the hottest start.
No, it wasn't, and it was like, and again, because Trey Bearhill, like he himself, I felt like he should have gotten here and feuded with like a top guy from NXT to kind of get him in there. You feuding with someone who's not even is like under him, like he's a new guy, and this guy's under the undercard. It's not even like yeah. It just didn't work, and I feel like again, like they really do something with Lexus King quick, because if they don't, I feel he's gonna like fade off and be forgotten about. Like I almost forgot about him tonight.
Man, it's unfortunate. Well, we'll see what happens with Lexus King, as I say now, like almost every week. That's going to be the slogan. Let's see what happens with Lexus King.
What happens, man? I see main event on the horizon, man. But thank you, Stephen, again. Glorious beer, Stephen. Very nice beer.
Thank you so much to Stephen for that. All right, so we got a couple more items to get into, and the next one that I want to touch on is that main event, the Rascals versus Javon Evans, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier. I mean, there's really not too much to say about this other than this was a fast-paced match. All of the spots in the world that you would think of. Zachary Wentz gets the pin for his team, but damn, dude, when Axiom hit that Spanish fly, and then right after we see Nathan hit his Phoenix Splash, I'm thinking just to myself, like, dude, these guys are so explosive, and I do love this this trio, by the way, of Javon, Axiom, and Nathan. I love them together. Love them. I could see them versus the Rascals like at least once a month.
I wholeheartedly agree. This is an amazing 6-man tag. When I saw the young OG was in there, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a very aerial show, and they did not disappoint. The crowd was into it. The crowd was on their feet by the end. And it made me so happy to see these guys. I feel like these guys can be on the main roster and really like light it up. I mean, big time merch sellers, like, I mean, all kind of. So I see so much money with the Rascals on the main roster. But again, I'm sorry to do this, guys. And I think Denise knows where I'm going. I'm sorry, guys. A small part of me is like, is Wesley really happy?
Stop it, Chindedu. Stop it.
I know.
No, I shut this down last week, Chindedu.
I'm looking at the match. Is Wesley really happy with being out of the North American title picture and going back to this?
He's super happy. Did you not see him? He was smiling, doing his little fingers, all of it. He was happy.
Going for this. But I think so. But I think it's good. But if they go for those tag titles, right, and they don't win them, what do you think happens?
Look, I'm not there yet, Chindedu. They haven't given me any indication that they're going to let this come to an end. If this comes to an end, give it a year. I think we at least need to get the Rascals for a year. I don't feel like we're in a rush to see Wesley back to where he was at in the NXT North American title picture, because we've seen that. He's been champion. He did great. Now I want to see other guys in that picture, and I want to see Wesley and the Rascals continue their thing.
That's actually a very good point. And again, too, I do love the Rascals. I feel that will be a big hit on the main roster. Like, they get put on SmackDown or Raw, I feel like they're going to light up with some great tag matches. So I hope they stay together, but I reserve the right for a Wesley heel turn somewhere down this road. I see it. I can. Let me get on my.
You're already predicting the future, but we're not there yet, Chindedu. I don't want to hear about this next week, Chindedu. That's it. I've already striked it out for 2 weeks. You already got 2 strikes, 1 more. That's it. That's it. It's
no more
happening.
About that. Love the Rascals, but this is a great match.
Watch it happen next week. Out of nowhere, Wesley's like, "Fuck you guys."
I'm sick of this.
Chindedu was right. I should be chasing the NXT North American Championship.
I was watching their podcast last week. He made good points, man. Like, yeah, man, fuck these guys, man.
Yeah, imagine. You made me realize my true self. All of a sudden, Chinedu comes out as his manager.
I'll be there with him.
Poor Chinedu, you're dying.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. Slap me up, baby. I'm there.
I could so see you be like someone's manager, by the way. I feel like you got the personality.
I would love it, man. Yes, man. And the hairline. What's that guy's name?
How tall are you, Chinedu?
Stokely Hathaway, isn't it? I'm 6'1".
Okay, see, I can definitely see you being like the muscle, you know, like you're just like, ugh.
Yes, thank you, man.
This is my shit. Wow. this is my guy right here, Wesley. He's gonna run you guys down.
I'm with it, and I'm with it too. It would be an honor to do it too, man. Because I feel Wesley is a world champion in the making. Like that guy, I like it. Okay, I'm with it. Let me know out there. I got the hairline. Me and Stokely Hathaway we both go to the same barber. I think it's Stokely Hathaway, right? Is it a black dude? Was that his name?
Stokely Hathaway? Yeah, Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Me and we both got the similar hair. We go to the same barber. You know, we go get the full shave. It's perfect. It lines up perfect. Let me give me a suit.
How I'm still remembering people's WWE names, bro. Like, how is this happening to me? Like, there's too many names to remember. What am I doing remembering people's names?
That means you are truly ingrained in wrestling culture, man. Like you remember stuff that I know people have forgotten. You remember, and like that's talent because when people cross over and they establish their names for so long, you forget. I be forgetting that John Moxley is Dean Ambrose sometimes. I forget that sometimes.
He's like a totally different person. I was actually just talking about that on one of my SummerSlam Rewind shows. I had mentioned that I feel like it was so weird we were talking about hair. It was so weird going back and watching Dean Ambrose with hair.
Yes.
Because I'm like, no, like this is not who he is anymore. This is weird, you know? I'm so used to seeing John Moxley with no hair. Like, who is this person? Yeah. They're totally different people.
They really are. Like when you see him with his hair and no beard, now he has no hair on top with the beard on. It's completely different people.
Yeah, that's literally how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Alrighty, we got two more things to get into, then we wrap up our show. We got Maddie Renkowski versus Carly Bright. Looks like she's going to be joining No Quarter Catch Crew. Cool. Might help the guys give a little bit more personality there. I'm on board with that. Anything you want to add about this, Chinedu?
I wonder how William Regal feels about his son's progress right now. I wonder if he's happy with where his son is on the card. I really want to wonder that because it's not that it's a bad place on the card, but I'm still wondering, okay, so when is he to me like that? So when is he gonna like do something? Kind of like he's not you know.
He's good in ring. He's definitely good in ring. I think him going out and, you know, wrestling other places has definitely helped. I just don't think he has the thing that guys like Trick Williams and Ethan Page have right now, where those are guys that are top single stars because they just have that. They have that thing, right? They have that.
Yeah.
They have the aura. It factor, the aura. He just hasn't found it yet because he's developing and he will find it at some point. But just not yet right now. So I feel like he's at where he's at until it clicks for him and he becomes one of those guys.
Yeah, that's what I see. Because I like seeing him on TV. It's not that he's boring. I don't find him boring or anything like that. But it's just like I'm still just waiting. Like, okay, so something's gonna happen. Because
it's just the personality. It's not. It hasn't came out yet. That's what it is. That's how I felt about the No Quarter Catch Girl. Like all of them. I'm like. We got to chip away, find what's there. Like, let's find your personality. And I feel like even just like a couple of seconds of Maddie winning and hugging Charlie, I'm like, oh, wow, I saw more personality in Charlie Dempsey with Maddie hugging him than I have the whole time.
He did I've never seen more character.
I know. He was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking, he's got some personality in there. I can see it.
Like, look, his face can do something else besides. I like it a lot.
You see what I'm saying? And you see this happen a lot, right? Like and Shawn Michaels is gonna know, like Shawn Michaels, like obviously, you know, was a different situation. He had the personality from like the start, but you know, he worked there with Sherry. Also like Triple H and freaking China, like China helped him. And it's just little things. Like I feel like you can always add a woman to enhance things.
I definitely agree. I really do agree because I felt even with Alpha Academy, I felt like when they added Maxine, that's what they needed to get over. I felt that helped them a whole lot adding Maxine to that group.
I feel like
And
they were doing just fine though on their own because both Chad Gable and Otis were really funny, but Maxine did add something a little bit different to the group. I'm trying to think like when there was I mean, there's so many situations, right? Like you think of Eminem, you think of Melina right away.
Team Extreme.
Lita, the second she joined with them, it was like a perfect freaking pairing. Oh my gosh, who was do you remember? Oh my god, what were their names? The 50s group.
Deuce and Domino.
Deuce and Domino. Yeah. Oh my gosh, their theme song. Do you remember their theme song?
Man, I don't remember the theme song though.
God, I love that song. I can't think of it right now, but I love the song. But it was Cherry. Cherry was with them, right?
Cherry, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
Cherry, yeah. I like even them. Like I remember them because I remember Cherry, and I remember the theme song of all things.
And that really is true. So you're right. I do feel yeah, this could work. Oh, drop my phone.
It can happen, guys. It can happen. Yeah. I love it though. Everybody's like, I love when everybody here remembers those types of things. But alrighty. And the last thing that we need to get into, the Thea Hail interview. I mean, there really wasn't too much to say here. Man, she put over Chase University, she put over Ridge Holland, she put over all of those guys. The respect that they have for her gives her confidence. She says she's going to win the title from Roxanne Perez, and she's doing it for all of the girls who were picked last or they were doubted. It was nice to see Thea Hail in this environment. You know, it's a more calmer environment. I do think that the promo that she had last week with Roxanne was a lot stronger, though, than the sit down.
I can agree. This interview, she sounded like more like an adult. That's really cool. You know, I know she's only 20, but, you know, she sounded a lot more focused, a lot more mature, you know, less of the, you know, which is cool sometimes. But to see her more, you know, more composed and her thoughts together was really great. And I don't see her winning. You know, I don't see her winning this match with such a short build, like, to the title. But I think it's going to be a really, really good show. And I do feel I want this to like help turn a corner in her character development. Like I want this to lead to something for her besides her just being in Chase U for another year. Hopefully this will lead to that. Hopefully, but I do see Roxanne retaining because Roxanne's the best, man. Shout out to Roxanne.
Also, thank you so much to Rafael Garcia for reminding me that the song is called All About Cool.
Cool. That's what it was. Okay, thank you, Rafael.
Yes. All right. I need to download that the second I'm done with this show on my Spotify because I love that song. All right. And we got Yes Boy here who says Ren Sinclair becoming one of my favorites. She's a good wrestler. I used to call a couple of her matches down at Mission Pro Wrestling when I used to do commentary there. And I was so impressed by her work ethic. I've been very impressed with her from the second that I saw her wrestling. So I was very happy. And I knew the second she got signed. Even before she got signed with WWE, I'm like, that girl is getting freaking signed. Because I remember when I did the Mission Pro Wrestling shows, they had some WWE scouts out there watching the show. And I remember looking at them and going, they've got to take Maddie Renkowski because that's what she was going by. And they did. Look at her now, Ren Sinclair, and she can go. And she just, you know, obviously a little bit more reps, but I have seen her wrestle, you know, in an environment, in an indie environment, which, you know, sometimes you get to see certain people shine in a different way because they're wrestling a different style than you would in WWE. So, yeah, I think she's awesome, man.
I wholly agree, too, man. Ren Sinclair, like, obviously, like, flush her out, you know, I felt like all she needs, like, the more development, you know, to be ready for TV. Same way, I hate to admit this, and you were right, Denise. Damn it, you were right. Same thing with Will Ospreay. I know this is an AEW, man, but you were right. Will Ospreay is really great. You were right.
That's like the most easy I was right ever.
I know, because for me, like I never watched New Japan, so like I wasn't familiar with Will Ospreay. I'd only see him in like the bullshit booking he had when he got to AEW when he first started with the family. I was like, this shit is terrible. Like this is the guy I keeps talking about so great. But then I just saw that Iron Man match. Well, I saw him against Swerve, and I saw him against MJF, and I was like, first of all, these should be your top guys. Like you got to Tony. These are the guys. That match is amazing. Like
watch his match with Takeshita. I think that one's also from AEW. So I think if you watch that match, you're gonna be like, where the hell is Konosuke Takeshita? Why isn't he on my TV every effing day?
Yeah. You know what I want to do? One. If I can find, I'm gonna get a video sponsor for an episode. Do you think it'd be down an episode where it's me and you and we like sit down and we have who we pick for a 25 to 30 man roster? AEW has like 50,000 wrestlers. We cut it down to 20 wrestlers. All right.
Fantasy book our own roster. Yes.
Yes. Because I feel like they have good talent, but it's locked in with so many people there. Lord have mercy.
Well, that is it for our show, everybody. I was like, we got pretty much everything here today. I seriously want to thank everybody for hopping in. I know this was a more tame NXT show, but I do think that next week we'll have like plenty more big things to talk about because it is going to be Great American Bash, and we are going to be seeing the Joe Hendry concert. We're going to be seeing a whole lot going down. Of course, Roxanne versus Thea Hail. There's a lot happening at Great American Bash, so I think this will be 2 fun weeks of NXT conversation. But before we go, Chinedu, please let the people know where they can find you and all of that stuff.
Oh, find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Chinedu Ogu. I post skit videos every single day. You can also catch me on Mare Street Media. It's Dr. Phil's TV channel on there. I do commentary on there, whatever. I don't get political. I don't. This is comedy. This jokes for me. Check me out on Mare Street Media on there. I'm also here in Houston on the CBS affiliate KHOU on the #1 sports show, Sports Extra. And the #1 morning show, Good Morning H-Town Rush. I'm on there as well. I'm currently on tour. My first show is in Houston September 21st, but I'll be releasing my official tour dates in a few weeks. I'll be going all over. Thank you so much, Denise. Is my biggest show ever, a 1,500-seat theater, sponsored by Pepsi, Whataburger, and Spa Cairo. It's a very big deal. Get your tickets now at chindogu.com. That's right as well. And after that, I'll be going on my tour across Texas and the South, going on Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, the Valley, New Orleans, Miami, Phoenix, Arizona, and Atlanta. I'll be coming your way soon. Get your tickets at chindogu.com, and I think that's it.
Hell yeah, man. Again, guys, September 21st in Houston, Texas. If you guys are there, show up to Chinedu's show. It is going to be awesome. Alrighty, everybody. As for me, just make sure to keep checking out the SummerSlam rewinds. I am almost done, guys. Almost done with these SummerSlam rewinds, but they are going up. Check them out. Give them some love. I will be at Comic-Con this week, so keep an eye out for all of the content coming up on that. And then tomorrow, I will be here with Righteous Reg. The California Connection will be back for some AEW Dynamite conversation. Alrighty, everybody. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.